Hi, how's it going? My name is Braden, and today I found two wonderful speakers, Priya Vulchi and Winona in their TED Talk, What It Takes to Be Racially Literate, in which they advocate for racial literacy and equity. They also start a nonprofit organization where they promote racial literacy to schools and communities across the US. Now, they define racial literacy as being able to see, name, and act on racial issues. To quote this in a 2019 interview, the Diversity Gap podcast hosted by Bethany Wilkinson, Priya and Winona explained that racial literacy is about learning to see, name, and act against racial inequality in everyday life. And this really put it into perspective for me that someone who is racially literate, they need to be able to do all these things to really act on these issues. Now, their mission is to use their storytelling and education to inspire and achieve social change. In their mission, they traveled to all 50 states and collected over 500 stories and personal accounts on people's racial experiences. They used these and put them into lesson plans and created a book to to help schools start meaningful discussions. This really connects public speaking and social change because they're not only trying to discuss these issues, they're providing the framework to solve them. Now, according to our TED Talk in 2018 by Priya and Winona, they described two major barriers to racial understanding, what they called the heart gap and the mind gap. The heart gap is when people aren't connecting on an emotional level to others' racial experiences, and the mind gap when people just don't have the knowledge to understand why social inequality is happening. These two are so powerful and they provide such an effective message due to their delivery. They use audience analysis to adapt their tone to make these uncomfortable things comfortable to talk about. They also use calm vocal delivery and use pauses after powerful statements to really elongate and let the audience sink in on their messages. They have great physical delivery and make the audience feel trust through their eye contact and gestures. Most importantly, they have a clear call to action in which they ask each and every one of us to start one honest conversation about racial inequality. This altogether leads to why their speaking and their presentation was so effective. Thank you so much.